So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jennifer Hardy, and this is the Unstoppable Podcast Show. Thank you so much for listening. Today, I am joined with the beautiful Katie. Katie, how are you doing?
I'm so good. Thank you so much for having me on your podcast, Jen.
Absolutely. I'm really excited to learn from you today. Tell us, Katie, a little bit about what you actually do.
So my business is called Business Wonderland, and I help take the confusion out of social media for entrepreneurs and business owners. Over the years, I found that social media can really put a stop in business owners and entrepreneurs' tracks, and I'm just trying to make it easier to understand and take away all the confusion for them.
I mean, it's so true. There's so many incredible platforms out there, and it can get really overwhelming to even know, okay, what are going to be the ones that will really highlight me? What are the ones that I should be using? What are the ones that I can maybe not pay too much attention to just now? Obviously, the dream is to have them all up at the same level, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the dream, but it rarely happens.
Yeah, absolutely. What would you say then? I'm going to go back and we're going to talk about your entire journey, but just right off the cuff, what would you say are your favorite platforms online?
Without a doubt, my favorite platforms are Facebook and Twitter for business.
Amazing. You know, that is something that we don't really spend too much time on is Twitter, but that's going to be the focus for the next few months because I've seen some incredible results
Yeah,
on Twitter as
it
a business page.
I would say it's probably where I get 90% of my business from is Twitter.
Wow, amazing. That's
Yeah.
incredible to know. Okay, awesome. So talk to me a little bit about your journey up until now. Was this always what you were going to do, or where did you start?
So I'll take you back a few years without making me sound really old. But I was actually, so when I was 25, I had a boyfriend split up with me. I had a bit of a meltdown. I went off to Hawaii for 3 months traveling.
Wow.
And yeah, when I was out there, I visited Pearl Harbor and kind of thought, do you know what? When I get home, I'm going to join the Royal Navy.
That
So,
is
so I
amazing.
did. I joined the Navy. I really wanted to love it, and unfortunately, I just didn't enjoy it. So I had to stay in for a set amount of time. But fortunately, I managed to get out after 3 years.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and at that, so whilst I was in the Navy, I met my husband, and as I was coming out of the Navy, my friend was her dog was having puppies. It was a black Labrador. My husband had always wanted a black Labrador, so I said, well, now we're not traveling, we're not up and down to Portsmouth. We would absolutely love to have one.
Yes.
So we got Bertie, a little black Labrador, and
Lovely.
it was great because I could be home while he was a puppy because I'd come out of the Navy and was looking for a job.
Yeah.
Um, so this was in the September time, and probably by the November I had finally found a job. I was really looking forward to it. Starting, it was in an office with a really great friendly bunch of people, and I can remember going, and I was starting at 10, and I'd planned like the home visits for my puppy. My dad was going to go in at this time and my sister was going to go in this time. Everything was sorted. And I can remember getting that phone call from my dad to say that the dog had chewed up literally like the whole house.
Oh my God.
Yes. So I was happy. He was very unhappy. So I straight away knew that this wasn't going to work out. Spoke to some behaviourists and things like that. And in the end, it was so stressful, I had to just quit my job.
Oh goodness.
And whilst I was out with one of my friends one day, she was like, oh, Katie, why don't you do dog walking? You know so much about dogs. You're great with dogs. They absolutely love you. It'd be something that you could do, and Bitty could go with you. So I was like, brilliant. So I did loads and loads of research. into like what I need to do for dog walking, and I was like researching like how to run your own business, looked into social media. So within a few months I was completely fully booked as a dog walker.
Wow.
Yeah, and no one locally could understand like how I'd got so many clients. And I was like, oh, but you know, I did this with my website and made sure I had all my SEO, and you know, I was putting this out on social media, engaging people, and they were kind of like, what? It was like I was speaking another language to them.
This is amazing.
Yeah, so I was just like, haven't you done that for yours? And they were like, oh no, can you teach us? And I was like, oh yeah, 100%. So I was teaching all these local other businesses in the pet industry about social media, and I was like, there's a real gap in the market here. No one is helping people in the pet industry with social media. So I set up a side business, which I thought was just going to be a side business, helping pet business owners with their social media. It then kind of grew into social media and running a Twitter chat for pet business owners, which I set up, and it's called Woof Woof Wednesday. That's been going for 4.5 years now.
So talk to me a little bit, because I actually do not know what that is.
Okay, so
Chat hour. It sounds amazing. I want to know more.
So a Twitch chat hour is where you all come together at a set time and you use a dedicated hashtag. So there's hundreds and hundreds of different Twitch chat hours about. So there'll be ones for different industries, ones for different topics. There'll be even one for your local area. So I decided that I was going to run one for pet business owners and call it Woof Woof Wednesday. So every Wednesday at 8 o'clock UK time, people use the hashtag Woof Woof Wednesday, and we all come together and we all tweet. They promote services, they promote their products, they share photos of their dogs. They shout out if they need any help or any support, and I'm there retweeting and chatting away, and it's just a really lovely, friendly community that I've built up in the past 4.5 years. And
absolutely amazing. I didn't even know that exists. Hence the
yes,
reason why my Twitter's not kicked off.
Yeah, Twitter chats are so good for building networks and for actually increasing your followers on Twitter. As soon as someone says to me, oh, can someone recommend I don't know, someone who makes dog beds but I want it like this, I can go straight away, yes, this person does. Or if someone says, oh, does anyone know of a dog groomer in, I don't know, Cornwall, and I go, yeah, this person.
Fantastic. So
yeah,
you're really able to bring a kind of community together.
Yeah, the most amazing community. Everyone is so friendly, but as well as like small business owners, we've had really like large brands join in as well. So we've had like people like Google UK, we've had Channel 4, Radio 6, Coronation Street, they love to join in.
That is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, and like personal brands, so like Pandora, English Heritage, just the most random selection of people all come together and join in for this Twitch chat hour.
So you predominantly get a lot of your business from that one?
Yeah. So that's how I get my 90% of my business. It's because people see me running my Twitch chat hour week in, week out.
Brilliant. And I suppose one of the big things on that has been consistency.
Absolutely, yeah. Like my friends now know not to ask me out on a Wednesday night, because my answer is always no, I'm going to be on Twitter with people from all over the world.
All around the world.
Yes.
So when you started that business, then when you were helping predominantly people in the animal industry and dog industry get ahead with social media, because I know that it's slightly changed again now, hasn't it?
Yes. So I was then getting people who had local businesses asking me if I could help them with their social media. Yeah. And it was getting a bit awkward because I couldn't refer them back to my website.
Yeah.
Oh, so
yeah, because it would have like the kind of more dog side of
yes,
things.
Yeah, absolutely. So like most of my examples were for pet business owners. I mean, the same thing applies whether you're you know, a business coach, a jewelry business, or a pet business. But of course, all my examples were if you're a dog walker, if you're, you know, if you're making dog accessories. So it was becoming really awkward, and I felt like I couldn't help these amazing people. So I totally rebranded to Business Wonderland so that I could help people in all industries with their social media.
Amazing. So talk to me a little bit about when you were going through these shifts, because it's a completely different mindset. It's a completely different way when you're in something like the armed forces to
yes.
then be a solopreneur, because I take it at this point you didn't have a team and it was just you on your own, whereas before I can imagine in the armed forces you'd be very much part of a team. And so what was the mind shift? Did you have to do any work surrounding that at all
yeah, so I was so used to being with people 24/7. I mean, you know, you even share like, you know, bathroom, showers, a bedroom with people. So you always worked as a team, which, you know, has its ups and downs. Absolutely. But yeah, to then go to being on my own as a solopreneur, I had to do a lot of mindset work and really work on my self-confidence, because all of a sudden I was just out on my own.
Yeah. And the thing is as well, no one is going to or no one at the beginning, because I can obviously remember starting for me as well, no one gave you the confidence. No one said you're amazing at this, because you were just starting.
100%. Yeah.
You have to have yourself in this space of, I can do this. I know what I'm doing. You know, I can see my vision. It's so clear. So tell me the things that helped you get into that headspace, get into that mindset before you even had any credibility under your belt.
So I really struggled with this. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm not the most confident person. You know, don't get me wrong, I'll go and talk to anyone at any time and anything like that. But when it comes, I think, to myself and my business, I really struggled. Yeah. And I found that just doing a little bit every day actually really helped me. So I don't do meditation. I do a lot of reflections and think about the things that I can learn from these situations. So whether it was a good thing or a bad thing, I just looked at it as a positive and thought, what can I learn from this situation? Yeah. I also read a lot of self-help books and self-development books. So using things like law of attraction and positive thinking. Yeah. And just kind of, just being in the moment and not thinking of what if, you know. I kind of just thought, I'm just going to do it, and what's the worst that can possibly happen?
Absolutely. What is the worst? It's never
exactly.
You can imagine as well, isn't it? It's never as bad, the worst case scenario. So
exactly, like if you plan out the worst case scenario in your head, you know, it's never going to be like that.
You're right, it won't be. So tell me, what is your favourite book that you would recommend someone to just like literally run out and buy today if they could?
I would probably say The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks.
Absolutely.
That's probably my most favourite book that someone can just jump into straight away and take action from.
And tell me, for the people that are listening out there who might be in exactly the same boat as you were, and, you know, really struggling with their confidence and, you know, kind of doing that sometimes worst case scenario in their head, what would be one of your biggest tips to get them through that they can take action on today to get them moving forward within their business?
So I would say you need to have a little bag of tricks that's going to get you through any bad days. So work out like what keeps you motivated, what makes you happy. So is it a favorite song, or is it watching a motivational video on YouTube? Is it listening to a business podcast? Is it listening to something on Audible? Just, you need to have those bag of tricks that when you're feeling down and you just have no motivation, you need to go, do you know what? I'm not feeling very great today. I'm going to play a couple of my favorite songs, no matter what it is. And just have, a dance around, the living room, whatever, just get moving, and just, feel good about yourself again. And
the fact that when you get up and move your body and you've got music on that you love, it raises your energy, doesn't it? It raises your feel-good factor. And I know you might feel silly, but I cannot tell you the times that I'm in this office, had a 10-minute break, cranked up a song and then just danced around.
Yeah.
You must be looking through the window going, what is she? This woman is like crazy. But it does make you feel so much more better, so much more energized and so much better.
Yeah, so much better. And then if I feel like I'm getting really worked up, I'll literally just go out for a walk. Like, even if it's, a 15-20 minute walk, I'll put my phone in my pocket and I'll leave it in my pocket, and I'll literally just be in the moment, letting things just go through my head, thinking things through. And that helps me immensely.
And you normally always come back with an answer then when you're giving yourself some space and time.
100%. Like, sometimes you just need to get into a new environment, and and just I always feel 100% better.
So we are absolutely going to be sending people to your website now, which I know is completely different. So you still do though have the dog one as well, don't you? The animal, the pet one.
So I've got businesswonderland.co.uk, and so all my social media channels are now Business Wonderland. However, on Twitter you can still find me as Woof Woof Network, and on a Wednesday you can still join in the Twitter chat hour, #Woof Woof Wednesday.
Fantastic, excellent. And I know that you have developed something for our listeners as well, a little freebie, so that they can get to find out a little bit more about you and what you do. Where can people find that one as well? And can you tell us a little bit about what it is?
So the freebie I've got for your lovely listeners, Jen, it's called 50 Things to Post on Social Media. And it's literally a huge list of 50 things that you can just post about on your social media. So if you ever feel stuck or uninspired, then you can just refer to this list and go, oh yeah, I hadn't thought of that, I'm gonna post that today. And you can find that over at businesswonderland.co.uk.
Fantastic, excellent. It has been an absolute pleasure, Katie. And just in case I've not seen it, this is Katie, and let me just say your entire name, Katie Tovey-Grindlay. Am I saying that okay? Yeah.
Almost.
Tell me, how do I pronounce it properly? I'm so bad at pronunciation. It's names.
Tovey-Grindlay. So Katie Tovey-Grindlay.
Awesome. And I can imagine that you're totally up for people coming and connecting with you and maybe getting in touch and just like dropping your friend request as well and following you on Insta and stuff. Yeah,
100%. Yeah, if anyone's got any questions or they want to come in, send me a friend request, put me as a connection on LinkedIn, please do. I'm more than happy to connect with everyone.
Fantastic, excellent. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show and to hear your inspiring journey. I mean, from like Navy, would it be a soldier? Would that be right? Navy soldier? We're called sailors, so I was an able rated. So a Navy sailor to like incredibly influencing entrepreneur. It's just brilliant story. It's amazing. Thank you so much for being on and sharing it with us today. And for all of our listeners out there, I'm sure you are super inspired. It just goes to show you that no matter where you are in your moment, if you have a drive and kind of ambition or some sort of force that's pushing you to start your own business, to start your own thing, whatever it may be, then there is help and support out there. And I know that Katie and both myself can help you in lots of different ways. So please reach out and get to know us. So I will say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone that's out there listening today. Thank you for being part of the Unstoppable community. If you want to find Katie's links, you can just pop below and they're all listed there. And of course, you can find out a little bit more about Unstoppable. applicable to. So thank you so much again, and we will speak to you all real soon.